Brave New World is a novel written by an English writer and philosopher named Aldous Huxley and was published in 1932. The novel takes place in a dystopian society where all countries have united under a government called the World State to create an ideal society of happiness by taking extreme measures such as establishing a New World religion based on Henry Ford and eliminating families to promote their idea of community, identity, and stability. This society becomes questioned when two main characters, Bernard Marx and Lenina Crown, return from a visit to a savage reservation with one of its residents named John. During the time of this novel's release, it received a lot of backlash. Its critics complained that it was offensive and insensitive due to its sexually explicit scenes. It was recognized for its importance of its warnings for the future, but was ultimately decided that it was inappropriate for the scenes it contains. There are still debates over this novel and whether or not it should be taught to high school students. So despite its controversy, this novel predicted many issues and concerns we have today. One of those concerns is genetic engineering. In Brave New World, the world state has eliminated families and started producing babies in factories because they believe that would help them achieve a society of community, identity, and stability. They use different conditioning techniques to ensure babies come out the way they want them. For example, they use heat conditioning on some embryos to prepare those fetuses for working in hot climates, and use oxygen deprivation and alcohol to dumb down fetuses belonging to a lower caste so they can work in factories. When Huxley was writing his novel, this kind of technology only existed in stories like his, but in today's world it is a common reality. The technology described in the novel reflects today's use of genetic engineering. Similar to how the fetuses are conditioned to get a child with specific qualities, scientists have been able to do the same thing in plants and animals. Scientists have genetically modified farm animals, such as pigs, to be immune to certain diseases that in the past would threaten their population. Similarly, they have also genetically modified certain farm crops such as tomatoes and corn to be resistant to pests that would harm crop yields. Another parallel between the book and today's world is the ability to grow organisms in an artificial womb. In 2017, scientists were able to grow a premature lab fetus in an external womb they called a biobag. This has made people begin to wonder if this could be replicated with a human fetus in hopes it could reduce the number of deaths in premature babies. Another similarity is the citizens' use of the drug Soma. The government issues them this drug, and the citizens use it so they can avoid unwanted feelings, meaning they can live happy lives. There are multiple times in the book where a character comes across a situation they are uncomfortable with and decides to deal with those emotions through taking a dose of Soma. This can be seen when Lenina decides to take a large dose after visiting the savage reservation and witnessing how different their society is than theirs, which caused her distress. Also, Soma is widely accepted in their society. They have slogans such as "a gram is better than a damn" that promote the use of it and make it seem normal to use the drug whenever they feel it is necessary. Today, drugs are very prevalent in youth culture as a way to have fun and not worry about the issues that surround them. Within the last year, the anti-anxiety medication Xanax has seen a surge in popularity among teens, leading many to abuse the drug and become dependent on it. This is due to increased stress among teens, along with social media and popular rap artists that have normalized its use in youth culture. Within the past decade, many rappers have rapped about taking drugs such as lean, Xanax, and numerous other pills to make them feel better, have fun, or forget about their problems. For example, the rapper Juice WRLD references the use of drugs in the song Naruto when he says, "I'm on the ground off the Xanax and Perkies," and later in the song when he says, "She got the Molly and champagne, told her to bring that my way." While not specifying what he uses the drugs for, he seems to be rapping about it as if it is a typical aspect of his day. Xanax can be compared to Soma in that it is a suppressive drug that has become normalized in society and is used to avoid unwanted feelings. Lastly, another parallel between the novel and today's society is consumerism. In the novel, the world state has manipulated its citizens in multiple ways in order to promote the consumption of goods. They have gotten rid of things such as soccer that does not require many goods in order to promote activities that do require more goods to be purchased. Also, citizens are taught that it is better to buy new items when their current one is damaged, even if that damage can be fixed. This results in a society where citizens are constantly buying and consuming goods that are being produced. Consumerism is a big part of today's society. We are constantly bombarded with ads to buy the latest clothing and dieting trends, as well as the latest technology. and people buy into those ads and obsess over these products. We do not necessarily need these products in order to survive, but we buy them anyways. An example of this is the company Apple. Apple products are very popular and are seen everywhere in our day-to-day lives. Many uh, Many people buy Apple products not because they like the quality of the product, but because huh, but because everyone else is buying it. When Apple comes out with a new iPhone, many obsess over buying it even if their old iPhone worked perfectly fine. Apple has been able to create this consumerist culture around their products through advertising a lifestyle rather than a product to aid people in their everyday lives. Other examples of consumerism include the companies such as Coca-Cola or McDonald's. So even though Aldous Huxley wrote his book based on events and issues that were taking place around him during the Earth, I literally need to spit. God. So even though Aldous Huxley wrote his book based on events and issues that were taking place around him during the early 1900s, such as industrialization and social rankings, the themes and issues described in Brave New World have transcended his era and have shown up in today's society.